Scream 6 teaser. The Scream 6 teaser and Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Mirror Domains, and this is my live news show. Where we talk about the trending movie news headlines of the day. Yeah, Mirror Domains movie news. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Deadpool 3's got a huge update. What's Wolverine going to be doing in Deadpool 3? We got a lot of trailers. 65 with Adam Driver. The trailer dropped, a sci-fi kind of thing. We'll talk about that. It was pretty cool, man. We watched that trailer on the pre-show today. Spider-Man, all of these trailers and teasers we watched. We watched the Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse teaser on the pre-show and Scream 6 on the pre-show, but we'll be breaking it down and taking a closer look at it today on the main show here. And Patty Jenkins came out with a statement saying, no, she didn't walk away from Wonder Woman 3. She didn't. And we got a little bit more clarity on what's going on with Star Wars Rogue Squadron because of that. A lot of stories to get into today, but let's start off the show by talking about that Scream 6 teaser. Yeah, and we got the official poster out there too. So Scream 6 poster finds Ghostface slashing on the New York subway. Well, we knew that was going to take place in New York, guys, so there was going to be a change of location for this one, and we got the poster up there, right there. As a teaser poster, I think that's fine. It's better than the floating heads. They usually put these ones out beforehand, right? Whereas it's usually the ghost face or the bottom of the face becomes the knife kind of thing. That, these types of teaser posters. And as a teaser poster, that's cool. I dig it, man. And I'm looking forward to this. This comes out March, guys. March 10th, I believe it said. Let's just pull up the teaser and take a look at it. I like how at the end of it kind of chops out the M to have the V and the 1 there for Scream 6. Yeah, March 10th, 2023 is when this hits theaters. And it starts off very much just like as a normal teaser trailer should. It's very short. We just get more or less establishing shots of New York here, of the skyline, of the city. We know that that's what's going to take place. And just for a brief moment, I thought it was going to be kind of like Ghostface Takes Manhattan, kind of like you'd see a bunch of people going down the street here like they did in the teasers first. Jason Takes Manhattan, and then you just see the Ghostface standing there like Jason did. But they do it a little bit differently. They update it a little bit, and that's fine. We see that they go down into a subway here in a city of millions. And I guess this subway is fairly iconic. People are going out for a Halloween party, or Halloween parties, it seems. So this is going to take place around Halloween time. It's kind of weird for a March movie, though. But that's typically when, was that when the Scream 5 came out? Was it in March? Yeah, it did. Or earlier in the year it did, right? So we got Melissa Barrera back. She's the main character now, guys. And I got no problem with that because she's a good actress. She's really cool. And, of course, she sees Ghostface. And, you see a Jason cameo there in the background, guys. That's cool. I don't know who this is. Is this... That's not the girl from The Ring, is it? But, yeah. Remember, the Ghostface mask is supposed to be fairly common. What did you say in the live chat there? It was Art Glass Vikings in the live chat in the pre-show said something about Ghostbusters. I missed it. As long as the Ghostbusters don't show up or something. But anyway, I thought it was kind of funny. And then, of course, you gotta show Jenna Ortega's in this. Right now, you just gotta press the gas with all the promoting on her because she's huge right now because of Wednesday. Once people see that she's going to be in the Scream 6 as well, that's going to drive traffic to there because she's awesome. She's awesome. And I got to go back and watch Scream 5. Just because of her. Because she wasn't that big of a name yet. Because this year, I saw, this year for me, my experience with Jenna Ortega was that I saw Scream 5, but I knew that she was kind of a star on the rise. But then I watched X. We did a full live watch along of X here on the channel. So go check that out. And I really liked her in that. And then, of course, I saw the Wednesday series. I followed that in production and stuff like that. And she looked awesome. She was awesome as Wednesday, guys. Go check. We did a full live watch along for that as well on the channel. So go check that out. Jenna Ortega is awesome. And then, of course, the Ghostface stands up and starts coming towards them. And she's like, careful, guys. Something's happening. And, of course, it kind of ends with the kind of a jump scare of them with the lights out and one of the girls gets, well, confronted there. I don't know if they're going to die or not. And then this the Scream logo. The lightning comes down and cuts the M so that the V and the 1 comes out and they change it to red. I think that was pretty smart. That was pretty cool. I dug that. Let's go down to some of the comments here and see what people are saying. That title sequence is legendary. I like the theory that Sam is one of the killers in a split personality kind of a way. Could make a dramatic final fight against Tara. What? What the heck are you talking about? Okay, I'm ready to see Jenna again. Yeah, there you go. So people are definitely on board for that. Wednesday is the only reason I want to. Yeah, because of Wednesday. She's awesome. Excited the way everyone gets over Indiana, Transformers, and Spiderverse, etc. That's how I get over Scream films, especially after a superb job Radio Silence did with the last one. Can't wait. Well, yeah, I hate that they used Radio Silence as the team names for the directors. Let's just pull up the IMDb here, guys. For the directors, Matt Bentinelli Open and Tyler Gillette, they called them that team name there. And then there's like a third one too of that team, but it's only 2 of them this time around, right? In this next installment, the survivors of Ghostface killings leave Woodsboro behind and start a fresh chapter in New York City. And yeah, we know that Hayden Panettiere is back as Kirby. We know that. And the only other one would be Gale Weathers coming back, right? Now, I think this is pre-production. This is just them. That's the only other survivor guy from Scream 5, right? Some set photos there. Them with Gale Weathers. Okay. And there's Hayden getting ready in her makeup chair. There's like 33 pictures of this. I don't know if I should be showing all this stuff. Yeah, I remember that when they said screen. This was like when it wrapped, and on the subway there. Okay, March 10th, guys. Teaser. I dug it. Who else was going to be in this? Who was playing the cop? Mason Gooding. Yeah, he was the other survivor. Courtney Cox. I forgot who was going to be. Samara Weaving is going to be in this? Cool. Yeah, Dermot Mulrooney was the cop. He's going to be playing the cop in this one. Then all these other kids, or all these younger cast members, I'm sure, are just going to be fodder for Ghostface. Yeah. Cool teaser, man. Cool teaser. I dug it. What do you guys think? It was a nice way to start off the show for me today. For sure. Very excited for this. This looks like it's going to be great. Yeah, it was. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, I reckon that only last 10, 15, or 20 minutes is going to be set in New York. Because that's what happened in Jason Takes Manhattan. No, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think we're in safe hands with this team of directors. Yeah, Radio Silence. Ooh, let's call us a team. Whatever. Hourglass Viking says if the tease is not misdirect, Ghostface is a tall character. Yeah. Well, there's probably going to be multiple Ghostfaces. I prefer it when they have multiple Ghostfaces because then it just throws you off the scent of somebody, right? And I dig that. When they did it, a single killer for Scream 3, I was kind of like, well, meh. It worked. It worked for that movie. But hopefully they don't go down that route for this one. Scream 6, guys. March 10th. What do you guys think as a teaser? Thumbs up in my book. All right, guys. If you don't know how this works, we do a live show daily, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines. So if you want to follow me on the social medias, by all means, TikTok, Instagram. Hey, check out the TikTok while it's up there because there's things that, well, we may not have TikTok for much longer if lawmakers have their way. That's okay with me. We don't need all of these social media things. YouTube is going to be the way it's going to go. It's going to be all on YouTube, guys, because we do the shorts here on YouTube anyway. So, hey, it is what it is. And once that community tab gets going, it's going to slowly replace this little bird here at the end too, I think. Once they can get that community tab working, it's going to be the exact same thing. And the YouTube is going to be the everything app. And I know a lot of people don't like that. Hey, it'll be a few less apps on your phone. Why not? Yeah. All right. Enough about that nonsense. Let's get back into the trailers. Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse dropped its trailer yesterday too, guys. Were you a fan of this movie? Were you a fan of this first movie? I gotta tell you, it had a huge fan base. And I wanted to take a look at who was. Yeah, it was Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy. Okay, yeah. Oscar Isaac is going to be in this one. Brian Tyree Henry. As long as Spider-Ham is in it, which we didn't see, kind of bummed me out. I guess not. We checked out the trailer for this on the pre-show. So if you want to see my reaction to Across the Spider-Verse, guys, go check out the pre-show. It's up there right now. And if it gets copyright claimed or striked or blocked, well, we'll just deal with it as it is. I don't think it will. Most production companies play ball. Most. You guys like the animation style? And I'm sure that there's a ton of Easter eggs in there. I got to tell you this. I know I'm not the demographic for this. I prefer live action Spider-Man. It's weird because I like the animated Batman. I just never got into animated Spider-Man. And I like Haley Steinfeld, but that wasn't enough for me to watch Hawkeye. I will watch Hawkeye. I need to. Because they had Kingpin in it as well, and I need to see exactly what they did with that. All right. But the animation style looks like it was following along the same kind of style of the first one. Nothing in this trailer really wowed me, though. Like, when you watched my trailer reaction to it, it was kind of like, there it is. Oh, the one thing that did wow me, in the bad way, was that it was building up here, and it's like, promise me, son, that you'll do this kind of thing, and it's building up with nice music, and then it goes silent, and then you think it would go into like a big kind of loud kind of cinematic sequence, but it's jarring. It hangs on the black screen for a few seconds, and then it's kind of like this weird beat. It's a weird tone and shift in music that didn't quite work for me. Now I'm going to be in the super minority on this one, guys. So I'm going to be like in the 0.2% that said, "Hey, well, that didn't work for me." But everybody else, like the 99% of the rest of you guys, are probably going to love this. So let's just take a look at some of the comments here. Yeah, it's trending number one on online. So yeah, people like the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Man verse or Spider-Verse, right? It's nice seeing how much Miles has grown. In the first movie, he needed his father's guidance, and in the second, it seems he needs his mother's. This movie's going to be so worth the wait. It's going to be in two parts, right? First part comes out next year, and then the second part comes out in 2024. You can tell how much everyone loves Miles. Look at how all the Spider-Men are trying to hug him. This is a perfect example of how you do a trailer. You're not getting a synopsis or plot of the entire movie, but it perfectly gives you a setting and a vibe. That's a trailer. Well, that's a lot of people seem to agree with that. Yeah. So it's got its fan base. A lot of people like it. A lot of people dig it. A lot of people want to talk about it. And we're a movie news show, so we're going to talk about it June 2nd, 2023. I'm not going to knock it or anything. I'm not going to say it was terrible. It's just, hey, I'm not the demographic. Spider-Man 2 has fans playing Spot the Spider-Man variant. Yeah, it's going to have lots of Easter eggs in this. A lot more than because there was him flying through the thing here, and I'm sure that there's lots. So let's just pull out a few of them and see what people are saying here, and see if they caught our eye. Because, there was that spot where he's flying through here and you see a couple different variations of it. Our Glass Viking says in the live chat, I took 2 attempts to watch Spider-Verse. It was good once all the hype died down. Not a fan of this trailer animation style, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the animation either. I don't like it's like, it's shown in 23 frames a second, but it's like it's the only animated 18 frames or something. It's like it's missing something. But they did that in the first one too. Not a fan of this trailer animation style, but yeah, I'm definitely not the target. See, yeah, I'm not. So let's go take a look at some of them. Some of the Easter eggs here. First look at Oscar Isaac's Spider-Man 2099. And I'm not that well versed in Spider-Man's lore. Was there this is the first I'm finding out that there's a Spider-Man 2099. So this is like for the hardcore Spider fans, right? Jessica Drew, oh my God. Okay, so there you go. I didn't recognize that, right? Peter B. Parker with a baby carrier. Okay, laughing at how much taller Insomniac Spider-Man is to Superior Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man. So see, this is just a gold mine for the huge fans out there. And this is actually a really long article that's up on Screen Rant. So if this is your bag, guys, go over and check that out, because they freeze framed every part of this and said, "Hello, Ben Reilly and Spider-Man PS1." So yeah, they've had it's chock full of Easter eggs in there. Spider-Man fans, geek out, go over there and have fun with the Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse trailer. By all means, bombastic bag man. Yeah. Lots of Easter eggs to be, well, warm your cockles, as they say. I don't know. What did you guys think about that trailer? Did you like it? I'm sure you did. Lots of people did. So it's all for you guys right there. Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Yeah, so we had a teaser and we had a trailer, and wait till we talk about 65, because out of all the trailers out there, 65 is the one that blew my mind the most. And I think I'm going to cut that trailer reaction out of the Scream one and show it separately, because, well, wait till we get to that. All right, guys, it's December 14th, just the start of the halcyon days, 7 days before the winter solstice. So, that being said, it's also the day before Avatar, The Way of Water releases in theaters. And I thought we would pull up box office projections and look at the Avatar 2 buzz. Because, hey, you know what? I haven't booked my tickets. Like, Avatar is not something that's going to sell out because there's so many showings of it, guys. Like, I've heard people say that I tried to get my tickets a month ago and I couldn't get in. I was like, what are you talking about? It's going to show every half an hour in the theaters. I haven't booked my tickets yet for tomorrow because I'm still deciding if I want to sit and watch it in 3D. I'm thinking for the value of the channel, I may sit and watch it in 3D for you guys. Because if I go see it in 3D, I'll see it at 3 o'clock. If I see it in normal 2D, I'll see it at 4 o'clock. I don't want to see it in 3D. But I'm thinking I have to, because that's the way that James Cameron meant for you guys to see it. And if I can't weigh in on what the 3D looked like, then I guess I'm not going to be immersed in the experience. I'm only going to see it one time anyway. Even if it's the best movie I've ever seen, I'm still going to see it once. Anyway, Avatar, The Way of Water looks to dive in with 500 million plus. Yeah, they upped the box office projections for it. I think it's going to make 170 million. 170 million opening weekend here. Yeah. So the sequel to his triple Oscar-winning 3D. So yeah, broken out of 175. Projections were 150 million. Some tracking The Way of Water for 150 million. But yeah, like overall, once it opens up in all the foreign markets, 250 million, it's going to make its money back, guys. Avatar, like people are saying, like there was a little bit of speculation at the start that Avatar, The Way of Water was going to maybe flounder a little bit. Flounder. Yeah, I did. I said that. Was going to maybe not make as much money. But it is. It is. It's just one of those things. It's one of those movies where surprisingly, people say things like, I don't care what the story is. It's all about the visuals. It's a movie that's all about the visuals, and that's all that matters. Really, guys? Really? But it is. That's what it is. Now, let's just hold our horses here. I'm going to say this. Yes, we know that that's James Cameron's thing. He takes a very basic storyline that we all recognize and that's familiar. It's Ferngully in space. But he offsets that. He balances that with the stunning visuals. And that's kind of like his bag. That's what he does, and that's what I expect with this one. Now, I would say this too. If you could kind of see beyond that, and you're like, it's supposed to be about story, like good story. That's where Avatar maybe does lose a little bit of its charm. And if people are saying, well, if it's all about the visuals, it's all about how things look. Guys, check out Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. If the visuals is all that matters to you, check it out, because it's like that claymation style, right? And it's just mind blowing. I see some early reviews for this saying that it's stunning, it's eye popping, and people coming out saying, well, I wonder how they did that. Like Chris Stuckman said that the other day. I wonder how they did it. What? What do you mean? How did they do that? What? It's all in the computer, buddy. We all know that. How did they do that? Get out of here. How did they do that? Anyway, eye popping. Yeah, so that's what you're going to get here, right? Let's take a look at some of the early buzz, what people are saying about it. Avatar, it's even more eye-popping than Avatar, as epic sequel has no more dramatic dimension. What? But James Cameron's epic sequel has no more dramatic dimension. The underwater sequences are beyond dazzling. It's not really underwater. But they did the motion capture underwater, James. It's in the computer, guys. They insert the audience right into the action, but the story of Jake Sully and his family, now on the run, is a string of serviceable cliches. Well, we know that too. Serviceable cliches means it's just going to be something that we all recognize. And that's what you need to do to appeal to the wider audiences. You can't make anything big and groundbreaking that challenges your mind to appeal to the wider audiences, because it's got to be simple. It's got to be basic. It's got to be about family. That's what the Fast and Furious franchise got into. Guys, don't misconstrue what I'm talking about as me trying to hate on it. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm just there's things that carry with it that I'm not looking forward to, like the 3D, because I wear glasses, guys. I don't like having glasses on top of glasses to watch a movie. The 3+ hour runtime gives me pause, because you look at some of these reviews that say that it's long, it's bloated, but people excuse that. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what the buzz says there. 84% by the critics. Okay, that's about right where I thought. 143 reviews, that's not bad. The audience, this is going to be one where the audience score is going to be higher. Yeah, unless it really screws. Yeah, unless it's like people get in there and realize that. Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. People will be dazzled by the visuals, and that will win over the fans. And I'll show you what I mean by the screenings per hour and stuff like that in just a few moments. And finally, they released a picture of the human sun. I mean, they haven't been promoting that. Apparently, yeah, it's all the blue people in this one. All blue people. Which is what people like, right? This is what you like. Because see, as much as people say that this looks realistic, my brain still says, no, this is all still computer generated. It doesn't look like it's actually there. You can't touch it like my painting in the background. I'm not saying that the mountain looks real, but you can see that the canvas is real, right? You can see that the canvas is real. You can see that the lights. See how there's like even this. See how there's like a blurring to it, because the camera just doesn't catch it. Your eyes don't catch it. When you look at the avatar picture here, like this should be more blurry than it is. There's something about the computers just haven't mastered it yet. And people say, well, it's an alien planet, James. But he's still trying to use principles like normal, like light still works the same way, guys. Our eyes would still work the same. So for me, it's a cool CG rendered image. That's what I would say. It's a cool CG And you're gonna hit the thumbs down that I said it was cool CD, aren't you? Yeah, well, guys, it is what it is. It is what it is. You don't know how they do that. And I was dumbfounded when he said that. I don't know how they did that. What? A guy in a computer chair sat down and rendered it. That's exactly how he did that. Yeah, looks good. I'll see it tomorrow, guys, and I know it. I'm hoping that I come out and I say that it's an 8 out of 10. I do an 8.5 out of 10. I do. And trust me, if I'm somebody like you feel that I am ragging on it. It's just I'm not somebody who just gets washed up in the hype, and but that just comes from my movie experience. I've watched thousands and thousands of movies, guys. Every year I watch in the ballpark of 75 to 100 movies a year. So I am well versed in it. So I know the strategies, the marketing strategies and stuff like that. For people who've only watched 5 movies a year, Avatar is going to blow you out of the water probably. Yeah, I'm sorry that's just my sense of humor too, right? Yeah. Avatar, 84%. I'll maybe start to get a little bit more excited tomorrow as we get closer to the 3 o'clock time when I go out and see it. 3 o'clock. Is that when I'm going to go see it? I think I will. 3 o'clock. That means I'll see the 3D version. Let me pull that up. Let me show you what I mean by they're not being like the tickets for it are not like it's like everybody's like I couldn't get tickets for it. Like, what the heck are you talking about? What are you smoking? All right, so I'm just going to pull up the theater that I go to here, and we'll take a look at what the tickets are for tomorrow. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Scroll down here. Did I change the date over? It doesn't look like I changed the date over, James. You've mistaken. Tomorrow. Avatar: The Way of Water. So I can see it in 3D. I can see it in regular, which is what I was looking at 4 p.m. So I get like a seat preview of how many people have bought the seats. The gray ones are what people have bought. So see how much seating I get to choose from? And that's for tomorrow, guys. So people saying that they couldn't get tickets, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. What are you talking about? Well, James, that's the normal regular version. That's the 2D presentation. That's not in 3D. That's not in the high frame rate. That's not in the Ultra VX 3D high frame rate theater. Oh, okay, well, let's take a look at that. The 6 p.m. show. I'm expecting, okay, so yeah, that one's a little bit more full, but you can definitely get some prime seats still. Definitely some prime seats there. 6 o'clock. In fact, you'll probably be able to get some decent seats right when you go to the ticket booth, right in the beginning. So early buzz, guys. I'm just let's see what the 10 o'clock show is. Oh, I feel sorry for the people who have to run the theaters. Like, you won't get out of there until like 1 o'clock in the morning. After like 2 o'clock in the morning, probably. Ooh, bummer. Yeah, and that's the one drawback about the 3-hour runtimes. You go see a movie at 10 o'clock at night, 10:20. You're not getting out of there. You're like, do people know that, right? 11:20, 12:20, to 1:20 in the morning. Well, actually 1:30 in the morning because it's 3 hours and 12 minutes plus previews and stuff. 1:40 in the morning. And you're starting at 10:20. But yeah, this is Thursday, so look, there's going to be lots of shows out there. People are going to go check it out. Let's see what the Saturdays is, because it's going to start even earlier, right? 12:40, 1:10, and then look at the blocks of regular stuff. If it's good, guys, I may go see it again in normal 2D if it's that good. So let's see how many screens there are. And that's going to be like all the theaters here, guys. All the big major theaters. So finding a seat is not a big deal for me. It's not. Stick some live comments here. I like it when Coke came out with all the various alternatives stick together and stuff. Yeah. Arglass says, my favorite line in Zoolander is, it's in the computer. Yeah. The audience score, I guess, will be around 94%. Is that what you think? 94% for Avatar? Yeah, I agree with that. I'm thinking maybe 90. It could even be higher. I was thinking maybe 95, 96 for the audience score. Because this movie, as I always say, guys, it's going to be like a roller coaster ride. It's going to be like you can't get off a roller coaster and not be hyped up. You can't get off a huge ride and go, oh, well, it was mediocre. It was a little bit slow there. No, you get off the ride and you got the adrenaline going and you're going, ha, 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 ha. And that's what people are going to be with Avatar. You're going to stop watching Avatar and you're going to have that hype in you. You're going to be going, ah, ha, 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 ha. And pay attention for my straight out of the theater reaction tomorrow to see that. You'll probably see that in me. I'll be coming out of the theater. I want to be saying, that was awesome, man. James Cameron, yes, I agree with all the statements and blah, 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 blah. You know, you're going to have that hype. I call it the shine. And Avatar is going to have a lot of shine to it. Avatar, the Way of Water. And you can see, once that shine wore off the first Avatar movie, you can see that, right? You see what I'm talking about. People realize, oh, well, maybe that was Ferngully. Maybe that was Dances with Devils. But that big emotional ride that you get on in the first place, that's what people are saying, right? All right, Hourglass Mikey says, yeah, Chris Stuckman didn't get the point of the human son. He didn't get the point of the human son. Well, that's how, for me, the spider was his name, right? The human son is going to be how how you're supposed to relate to them, right? Because are you supposed to relate to the Na'vi? Are you supposed to? I think that's what you're supposed to, right? But for me, it'd be kind of like, I want to see their interactions with the human son and see how that works. 10 p.m. Avatar showing, I would be guaranteed to be snoring by 11 p.m. Yeah, that's a bit late. 1:40 in the morning is when you'd be getting out of that. That's crazy. But for some people, they're night owls or their work schedules. That's just the way it is. All right, I've been ranting about that for a little while now, guys. We got a lot of more big movie news stories to get into. Patty Jenkins breaks her silence on Wonder Woman 3. There was nothing I could do to move anything forward. Nothing? We heard the reports that you were offered to do a rewrite because the treatment that she submitted just wouldn't fit into the 10-year plan that James Gunn and Peter Safran had put together. That's what the reports were, right, guys? And then people put their spin pieces out there saying that it's all Patty Jenkins' problems. She pulled like her diva card saying, oh, I'm the artist and stuff like that. There's videos out there, people trying to badmouth her and stuff. And that's a little bit bigoted for my tastes. I don't have anything wrong with Patty Jenkins. But she put out a huge statement yesterday on her social media, her Twitter, and saying, Sigh, I am not one to take out private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. So, she put out a huge statement. So you can go read that. I can't read it here on the show, guys. But we can take a look at a little tidbits and excerpts from this that are pertinent. When they started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread, she said. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding that there was nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make. So I understand these decisions are difficult right now. So she's saying that, they maybe didn't offer her the chance to rewrite it because they just didn't want to move forward with that Wonder Woman. Because I'm guessing that Flashpoint is going to be the hardcore reset. It's going to be something that just completely resets it for their 10-year plan. That's what the Flash movie is going to do. And guys, if the Flash comes out next year, they haven't even shot Wonder Woman 3. It doesn't make sense for another Wonder Woman movie to come out after that. That still has continuity to what's going on that's not going to be going on anymore, because if the Flash movie resets everything, changes and sets up their universe, that Wonder Woman 3 movie doesn't make sense at all, right? It would not fit. Now, I still think that as fans, we would understand that maybe that could take place in an alternate universe. Who knows? But she's saying that, no, that wasn't even on the table. I believe her. I know a lot of people out there, some other channels out there won't believe her. They'll call BS on this and try to spin it their way. But I believe it. I believe she's sincere about that, because I'm sure that her and James Gunn sat down and talked about it. And James Gunn seems like he's got a level head about it. It's not like she was doing all these crazy things that some people will say that she did. Like she's the reason why that Star Wars Rogue Squadron didn't work or something like that, right? She continued, I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last 2 Wonder Woman films. She's an incredible character, I agree. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future in the ahead, with or without me. So it sounds like that, whatever plan they have, like Wonder Woman's going to be part of the DC plan, guys. She is. And I do think that it's going to be with Gal Gadot. It's just what that trilogy was setting up for that arc in her. They're just not going to be able to complete that. And I think what they were just setting up was just that Wonder Woman was going to be her own, like, just coming to her reckoning of being a superhero. Because we saw that in what they had set up, that she was reluctant because she took 100 years off. She was not wanting to be in the forefront and be that hero, right? But it was going to come around to that. It was like that scene in Justice League when Batman asks her, why aren't you the beacon for hope, right? I think that's where the 3rd movie would have ended up. Bifer the Hobbit says, hey, how's it going, Bifer? Welcome to the Movie News live chat. Jenkins went on to praise that Linda Carter was an absolute legend. There are no words I can use to convey how magical she is. Okay. So, there you go. We pretty much went over that. Jenkins also addressed another project, Star Wars Rogue One, and we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But as far as the Wonder Woman thing, go check out her Twitter, guys, and that statement, because I think it gives us a little bit more of a clear picture. As I said, that whole DC thing is kind of a PR nightmare. And hopefully, once Gunn and Safran have their meeting with Zaslav this week, hopefully they'll decide that they can announce something to rein that in a little bit and set fans not such at an unease, because there's still that unease going on that people are kind of like, is Cavill back or isn't he? What's going on with Aquaman? Is Momoa out? Are we going to see Lobo? Like, people are making and farming that story for YouTube content, right? So hopefully they can announce something soon. Let's see what they said here. Gunn backed up Jenkins' tweet Tuesday. I can attest that all of Peter and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional. So yeah, it's not like, remember that headline that came out said that Jenkins forward a wiki page about how to properly put together a trilogy arc to them. It's like, no, that didn't happen. And I said that when I saw it. It's like, no, guys, they're just trying to farm and press buttons. They're trying to make it like Patty Jenkins is the bad guy. No, I don't think so. I think that she's got a level head on her. I would trust her. I do. And James Gunn's backing her as well. And I know there's conspiracy people out there saying that, oh, but James, you're not paying attention. You're not reading between the lines here. We all know it anyway. It was like, no, guys, come on. Okay, so that's the Patty Jenkins statement about Wonder Woman 3. It just doesn't sound like that was going to happen anyway. But Embedded in that statement was also a statement about Star Wars Rogue Squadron. So let's go in and talk about some Star Wars headlines that came out of that, because she was going to develop the Rogue Squadron, right? Which was presumably dead at Lucasfilm. Indefinitely delayed. It was indefinitely delayed, yeah. And people said, well, why did that happen? I think a lot of that had to do with, actually, I think it had a lot more to do with Kathleen Kennedy than it did Patty Jenkins. But anyway, however, she noted it's still in active development. That after delaying the project to focus on Wonder Woman 3, Lucasfilm offered her a new contract, and she is still working on it through. She is unclear if it will get made or not. She's unclear if it will get made or not. So they've had to re-sign paperwork for Rogue Squadron. People are coming out with their headlines today saying that it gets a promising update. Does that sound like a promising update, guys? Does it really? She noted it is still in active development. Okay, well, that's a little bit positive. But after delaying the project, Lucasfilm offered her a new contract, and she is still working on it, though she is unclear if it will get made or not. So, yeah, it's just about the spin. The spin of the story. We got to be a little bit, what do they call that? News literate kind of thing. We've got to be conscientious of this kind of thing. Patty Jenkins' Star Wars project receives its most promising update in a while, because this was supposed to come out in 2024, right? Now, I don't think it's going to hit that mark. Not if it sounds like they're renegotiating the contract. I still want to see it, though. I still want to see a Rogue Squadron movie, and I do want to see one from Patty Jenkins. Arglass says, is Patty Jenkins effectively a patsy, maybe? No, I don't think she's a patsy. For the Wonder Woman stuff, no. It sounds like she still has good relations with Gunn. Byford the Hobbit says, what movie are we live watching later? What movie? We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about that after these Star Wars headlines. What's going on with that? Okay, but yeah, because what was it, like a year and a half ago or something? And there's the article again. A year and a half ago, yeah, she made that short about her on the runway, saying that her father inspired her to, follow planes and stuff like that, and she was honored to make a movie about TIE fighters. James, you're a Star Wars fan. X-wing fighters, which I would have loved to have seen. And I think if they had gotten it off the ground, they would have been able to capitalize on the success of Top Gun Maverick. If they came out next year, guys, that would have been awesome. I don't want to really understand that. I was thinking more of a social media patsy. I don't like the word patsy in there. It's kind of like you're saying that somebody has to take a fall for something, and nobody really has to take a fall for something. If anybody has to take a fall for this, it would be James Gunn and Peter Safran, just because of the way that the information came out. But Rogue Squadron, still negotiating the contract, and she still has no idea if it will ever come to fruition based on those negotiations. I really wouldn't run with a headline like this that Screen Rant has done. Gets most promising update. That's kind of like giving us hope. I still have hope on it. I still do. One other Star Wars headline that kind of caught my eye. New Star Wars series reportedly suffered huge production issues and crew complaints. The Skeleton Crew. Now, this is the one with Jude Law, right? And once I started reading this article, I was kind of like, with Skeleton Crew. That's the one with the kids, right? Was it supposed to be live action, or was it supposed to be animated? I couldn't find anything online. I had to search through this website to find it. It's going to be a live action television series. So yeah, live action. When they announced the cast of Jude Law, I thought maybe it was just going to be for a voice. I thought it was going to be animated, kind of like what Bad Batch was. But no, Skeleton Crew is going to be live action for a series. It's going to be centering around a couple of kids, right? A group of children lost in space. Ooh, lost in space. It's their story of their journey trying to find their way home. And though it stars 4 kids, it was noted that it's not a kid's show. And I think that's our only image here we got, right? These kinds of things like from Jabba's palace. And you see the 4 kids in the background there with Jude Law. That's our only image from it. But that's not a really good headline. That it suffered huge production issues and crew complaints. crew complaints. Well, we heard that it's been common knowledge now for a while that the visual effects houses are getting treated like garbage. That unrealistic expectations are being demanded of them. That's common knowledge. Is that what they're talking about? Crew complaints, production issues? Well, there could be shooting issues, maybe with the gas. I don't want to get too much into the TMZ version of what's going on behind the scenes, but this was slated for next year, right? Let's see. High turnover of crew members, one of which commented that run on Skeleton Crew has been rougher than all the other Star Wars productions combined, for most of them. Wow. So disjointed productions of so maybe shoot schedules. Yeah. The same source said to have commented on the show itself, likely to suffer not issues, but said, "We sure did on this one." The report goes on to say that the crew were underappreciated, disposable, and disrespected while they were managed shifts, and morale fell pretty low. Well, that's terrible. That's awful. And that shouldn't stand. It shouldn't stand. You should be able to make these things and not have that kind of an atmosphere. That kind of bums me out. That does. All those shows we've worked on, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett, now Skeleton Crew, they all exist within the same time frame. And this is around the same time frame, okay. They all exist after Return of the Jedi, so between episode 6 and 7, there are 30 years there that are somewhat unexplored, certainly on the screen. Skeleton Crew. Yeah, not a promising headline there. Not a promising headline. All right, let's take a quick break and talk about what you can find here on the channel, because we are running late today. Oh my God, James. Oh, geez, we're running late. Later on today, guys, at 1 p.m., we'll be watching episode 4 of The Peripheral. Episode 4 today, 1 p.m. And if we got time, we'll squeeze in episode 5, because I think we might do episode 6 tomorrow, because I'll only be able to watch one because I'm going out to see Avatar. And then we do Wednesday on the show, guys. I told you about that. A full, all 8 episodes. Really awesome. Jenna Ortega, go check that out. Yesterday, we watched Mortal Kombat on the channel. 2021. Actually, we had lots of fun with it. It wasn't as terrible as I remembered it. We watched RR&R last week. Great film. It's going to be ending up in my top 10 of the year for sure. Same with Pinocchio, guys. That's going to... Wow, stellar visuals. Stellar visuals. And for the people out there that say visuals is all that you need for a good movie like Avatar, go check out Pinocchio. And on the weekend, we do Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the big horror movie news headlines. And then, of course, we do movie news here during the week. Whew, a lot of headlines. There was a lot more here than I thought there was going to be. Okay, let's get into some DC headlines. Because... yeah, they're handling that stuff now, right? A lot of these are a little bit tied to each other. It was kind of difficult for me to know how to negotiate this kind of stuff. But Robert Pattinson's Batman may be canon in James Gunn's new DCU. May. May's the key word there. We understand from Matt Reeves that he always wanted a grounded Batman. He wanted to have this in a grounded universe where he would be the most fantastical element of it, because we saw that with Penguin. You know, he wasn't dressed up in a weird kind of cloak or jacket or anything like that. Catwoman was fairly grounded as well. But could it be canon? Could there be a way for them to bring in Henry Cavill? Well, if they reset it with the Flashpoint story in the Flash movie, maybe. But then Matt Reeves may not like it, because then Superman is fantastical and Wonder Woman is, because you don't really hear too much more about Batfleck coming back. I thought he was in talks to come back, but we have to see what their plan is, right? According to Variety, a well-placed source states that DC Studios, Gunn and Safran are exploring the potential of incorporating Pattinson's iteration of Batman from Matt Reeves' new franchise into the larger DCU. A well-placed source. So there you go. A well-placed source. And that's all this. This is a continuous story that's updating. A well-placed source said this. It's possible. Like, it's not out of the question that they could bring that in. But you just get the impression that that version of Batman almost takes place back in like 20 years ago kind of thing. It's not quite the present time, even though he's got all the future tech and stuff. So it's possible. They could cross it over, but I don't know if Pattinson would be on board for that because, he may want to move on to other things. It really all depends, guys. It's one of those things that's still all up in the air, but people are putting up their headlines and trying to figure and make sense of all the DC's possibilities that could be out there. Some more DC headlines. Batgirl star Leslie Grace will play a centuries-old vampire in podcast thriller Q Code. Well, I was really rooting for Leslie Grace as Batgirl because you saw the behind-the-sets scenes. Like, she really got into it. She really invested her time into it. If you followed her on social media, she was having fun with it. And I was hoping that fun and her intensity was going to translate to the screen, and we're not going to see it, which kind of bums me out. But it looks like she's going to be okay. She's going to land on her feet doing podcast thrillers and stuff, and that she's going to be she's still going to be in demand for an actress. And we also did hear that quote out there that she's not completely off the table for playing another type of version of a Batgirl. So that's something that I would be looking forward to. That's something that I want to see, for sure. Finally, for the DC headlines, yesterday we saw our first image of Joker 2 from Joaquin Phoenix in the chair, getting his shave. We saw that image, and then people are asking, well, why haven't we seen Lady Gaga yet? If they're shooting it, why? Well, guys, she's just going to be the Arkham psychiatrist in this for the first parts, right? So maybe they haven't quite shown her in the makeup. Now I'm sure the movie's going to end with the two of them breaking out of Arkham, and you'll see Lady Gaga in her full Harley Quinn makeup. And then, of course, how could you not make a Joker 3? Somebody asked that in the live chat yesterday. If it ends like that, then how could you not make? Because that's what people want to see, right? Oh, I'm getting excited. But why haven't we seen Lady Gaga yet? Guys, the answer is quite simple. Getting a lot of messages in my DMs, and here it is. Sorry to say that Lady Gaga does not start with us until after the new year, so it's going to be a bit. Yeah, so she's not on set yet. The scheduling guys, they come out and put together the shooting schedule for the movies, and they're starting with Joaquin first in the Arkham. She's going to come in. She'll come in, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait to see what she looks like. I know people rag on that there's going to be musical numbers in it. We've talked about that at nauseum there, so we're not going to talk about that. I think she's going to be awesome. I think she's going to knock it out of the park. And when we see them together in that kind of toxic relationship, she's going to nail it. But that's why we didn't see any Lady Gaga Harley Quinn yet, because she just hasn't started shooting it. And Joaquin Phoenix, we saw that image yesterday from Joker 2. Deadpool 3, guys. Oh my God, we are so behind schedule today. Deadpool 3, director Sean Levy teases new film's violence as in your face and hardcore. And it also goes on to elaborate what's going to happen with Wolverine. I'm looking forward for Deadpool 3, for sure. Let's see what some of these quotes are. Levy gave an update to Collider about the process working with Ryan Reynolds and the screenwriters, saying, he said this: "We are writing, rewriting, developing, prepping Deadpool every day now," Levy said. "It is such a blast to laugh every day. It is so delicious to hear and write and come up with these scenes where people are just talking foul." It's a road trip movie, right? So it's a road trip movie between Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, they're just like improvising and coming up with the scenes that are going to make us laugh, right? And the violence. The violence is in your face and hardcore. It's very much a Deadpool movie. Well, good. And a lot of people had reservations now that it's under the Disney banner that they would ask them to dial back. No, it's going to be an R-rated film, and it should be, if it's going to be between Deadpool and Wolverine. So, raw, gritty, and grounded. I have had so much fun. Very, very fun. I have to say, developing a Deadpool movie is one of my most fun creative experiences in my life because it's just not. It's just that it's rated R. It's not that it's just rated R. It's that it's so filled with self-awareness. Yeah, because of the fourth wall breaking, and what makes it in writing very, very fun in a way that it is unique to that franchise. Yeah, because they can break the fourth wall, and they set up the jokes and on the page and stuff, but sometimes too when they're on the set, I'm sure that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to have a rapport. That the outtakes from Deadpool 3, I think are going to be really awesome to watch. The director also teases what is Wolverine's role going to be in this one. From Sci-Fi, Levy says, I'll just say that to be developing and prepping the movie has been an iconic duo. Yeah, we got that. And pairing Hugh and Ryan, Wolverine and Deadpool, is very much a pairing that the world has waited for over a decade. Yeah. And we didn't think that we were going to get it because Hugh Jackman said that he was done with it, but yeah, he's back. I'm the lucky SOB who gets to tell a story about that pair. The potential is so rich, and every day we have the work on the screenplay. Okay, we got that. Because you're talking about the Ultimate Marvel icon and the Ultimate Marvel iconoclast. Yeah, the icon being Wolverine, and then the iconoclast, the one who breaks it all down, is Deadpool, right? Yeah, so he's relating there that he's the icon. Wolverine is the icon. He is the go-to guy for the X-Men, and that's going to be cool, man. I can't wait for it. Deadpool 3, guys. I'm sorry that I'm glossing over it a little bit. I'd love to talk with you guys a little bit more about it, but Deadpool 3, that's pretty much what you need to know from that. 65 dropped a trailer this morning, guys. And out of all the teasers and trailers that dropped this morning, 65 is the one that blew my mind. Adam Driver is in it, directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. An astronaut crash lands on a mysterious planet only to discover that he's not alone. March 10th, 2023, guys. And this kind of really flew under the radar. I knew nothing about it. Chloe Coleman and Ariana Greenblatt. 65. And this trailer, out of the Scream was fun to watch as a teaser. Spider-Man was fun. But this is the one that blew my mind. 65. And now I've kind of I think I've done the danger of overselling it. Because when you find out what 65 means, they reveal it in the trailer. It blew my mind. What a great trailer. Yeah, it starts off with him in the spaceship. He's carrying the cargo of passengers that I think are in hypersleep. So it's a little bit, when I was watching it was a little bit like the setup from Pitch Black, because that was happening in Pitch Black, right? It was all these people being transferred over to a different planet. Actually, that was happening in Alien Covenant as well, right? But he get kind of like, he crash lands on this planet. It's from Columbia Pictures. And Sony. I recommend you go check out this trailer, guys. Yeah, you see that he's in the future. He's got futuristic tech with the weapons and like energy weapons and stuff. And he loses some of the cargo. So he goes out to try to find some of the people that got jettisoned and stuff like that. Very much just like Pitch Black. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Looks like he's just bandaging up somebody. But then, yeah, you see that it's produced by Sam Raimi. Evil Dead, Spider-Man movies, guys. Come on. He just did Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, Adam Driver as the first man. Who knew? Yeah. And then the production values look like it's stellar. It looks stellar. So he finds some markings on trees. He starts to follow them, and then he sees a footprint on the ground. And you don't know if it's like, that looks reptilian, very dinosaurish kind of thing. And then he finds the girl, and it's just basically him and this girl trying to survive on this planet. And then the trailer reveals it to us. 65. And 65 is the name of the movie. But then below it, 65 million years ago. So like in my trailer reaction, I was like, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that was going to refer to that. And then you get to see a T-Rex, or what looks like a T-Rex, come through the waterfall here at the end. So, hey, if you like dinosaurs, and you like futuristic stuff, like, yeah, the past meets the future in this trailer. I guess he went through a wormhole or something that also made him time travel. You can see a T-Rex there in the background. Oh, I missed that. I must have missed that. Very cool. Very Journey to the Center of the Earth kind of feel to it, right? And it blew my mind. I was really surprised. I was really happy for this. 65. Adam Driver. Back in sci-fi. So if you like Star Wars and stuff, guys, go check that out. And the dinosaur effects or the reptilian effects looked pretty good. It didn't look cheesy. It looked awesome. So there you go. Let's see what people are saying. March 10th in the comments here. I like Adam Driver. I feel like Adam Driver is absolutely perfect for this role. Yeah, so you got the Adam Driver fans. Now that's a film I'm excited about. Adam Driver is a damn good actor, plus Sam Raimi producing. I'm sure I won't be the only one saying this, but I get the feeling this is Turok the movie. Oh, that's a good call. Or Dino Crisis the movie. Yeah, the closest, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to a Turok, isn't it? Wasn't Sam Raimi at one point attached to a Turok? That sounds vaguely familiar to me, guys. That does. And maybe that project just fell through because of rights issues or something, and this is that kind of repurpose of that. That would be cool, man. Adam Driver, yeah, love the tech gadgets in this trailer. Looking forward to seeing more of this. Yeah, March 10th. 65, guys. 65. Check that out. We saw from the IMDb, it doesn't really tell us that much. Coming to theaters. I'm on board for this, man. Yeah, cool. Out of all the teaser stuff, guys, on the pre-show, go check out my reaction for the pre-show, and you'll see my legitimate reaction to it. That was cool. All right, guys, let's do some hit or miss, and then I'm going to take a break for my breakfast before we get into more peripheral. And then, guys, Byford the Hobbit asked, what other things are we going to be doing? We're going to be watching Moonfall, because it's still on my must-see list. We'll be watching Moonfall, because it's on Prime, and I've seen it there. That's that Roland Emmerich film, right? Moonfall. We'll be watching it sometime this week. Maybe on Friday, we'll be watching Moonfall. Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson. Yeah. I don't care about the score. I heard that it was just cheesy fun. Moonfall. We'll be watching this Friday, guys, on the channel. Because we'll do episodes. We'll get to, yeah, we'll do Moonfall on Friday. I hope that's okay. I want to check that out. And then on Saturday, I think we're going to be doing The Cursed on the Horror Weekly Roundup, which is like a werewolf movie kind of thing. The Cursed. We saw trailers for it earlier this year, and we'll be watching that. And then on Sunday, I don't know, maybe I'll just take a day off. But we'll be lining up the movies and stuff like that, guys. I really enjoy this, because doing it at 11 o'clock allows us to do that, as long as I don't run overtime like I am right now. All right, let's just get through some hit or miss. We'll forego the Twitter roundup for today. Winnie the Pooh prequel feature in the works as producers look to emulate Paddington and Peter Rabbit reboot success. So there's a Winnie the Pooh prequel feature. Okay. They can do that. Imagine the visual effects now that they can make that. I don't know if they will do it with a live action, though. But if they're following Paddington Bear and Peter Rabbit, yeah, it'll be CG. That's what I would expect. Winnie the Pooh's open now. They can do anything with it. We're telling the surprising origin story of the silly young bear and his friends when they were still kids. So it's kind of like the Muppet Babies, but like the Muppet Pooh versions. Did I just say that? Muppet Pooh. James. But you know what I mean, right? Baby. No, I'm not going to say that. In a way designed to connect with the 21st century kids. Do you have to? See, that's part of the problem with some of the producers nowadays. Oh, we got to update the story to make it appeal to the 21st century. No, you don't have to necessarily do that. Because did Guillermo del Toro do that for Pinocchio? Did he update that to appeal to the younger kids of today? No, I don't think he did. It's going to be a huge success. I think it will be. But an updated Winnie the Pooh, guys, prequel feature with them as kids. Are you up for that? Is that a hit or is that a miss? Cubs in diapers. Oh, joy. Yes. Nothing can be as bad as Bubble, so Moonfall, good call. Yeah, Moonfall. We'll watch that on Friday, guys. Friday's going to be a big show, too, because we're going to be doing we'll be doing a spoiler review on Friday for Avatar. A spoiler discussion. In fact, that's all that maybe Friday's show is going to be. Okay. I don't know if I want to get into this. Scarlett Johansson is one of my favorite actors. I was kind of groomed into being a bombshell type actor. I couldn't get out of it. She is a fantastic actress. I know people think that she's like, yeah, that bombshell. She's just got to sit there and look pretty. But no, she's got depth. She's got range. And I want to see her working more in that vein, trying to stretch herself as an actress. And to know that you got to be the Black Widow. You got to fit into these skin tight outfits all the time. And that's no, let her do what she's going to do. She's awesome. And if you watch her reviews or her interviews and stuff, she's got a really cool sense of humor. It would be easy to sit across from someone in that situation and go, this is working. But for that kind of bombshell, that burns bright and quick, and then it's done. You don't have the opportunity beyond that. No. Yeah, they wanted that for her, right? She's a star, and then once she gets older, then they don't want her anymore. No, I would always want to work with Scarlett Johansson. It was an interesting, weird conundrum to be in, but it really came back to working at it and trying to carve a place in different projects and work in great ensembles. And that's why we saw her in things like Under the Skin, right? Because she just wanted to do other things that were stretching. And I hope she gets into that, and I hope she gets, you know what she should do is get into some work on the stage. Do a play or something. That always seems to reinvigorate a lot of actors out there. I kind of became an objectified and pigeonholed in this way, and I felt like I was getting offers for work for things I wanted to do. I remember thinking to myself, I think people think I'm 40 years old. It somehow stopped being something that was desirable. Oh, heck no. You are one of the most beautifulest women on this planet. Whew. Sorry, I don't mean to sound creepy about that, but yeah. I can understand that some producers out there, they just look at it like that. But Scarlett Johansson is going to be in that Wes Anderson project that we saw the other day, Asteroid City. She's going to be in that June 20, 2023. Asteroid City. Yeah. Cool. That's a hit headline. And I would like to have delved a little bit more into that and offer my perspective on that. But she's talented enough that she's going to get out of that moniker. And, there's that thing that looks pretty on screen, bombshell kind of look. Yeah, she'll get past that. Harry and Meghan logs Netflix's best ever premiere week on documentaries for Netflix. So Netflix is having a good year, guys. She's got Wednesday. It was huge numbers. It had Dahmer. It had Stranger Things season 4, all ranking in the top 10 of the charts. And I guess Harry and Meghan is ranking for a documentary. Now, I haven't seen it yet. As I said, it's one of those things for me. I just wish them happiness. I'll get around to it around there every now and then. That's a cute little pooch that they got there. Nice. Cool. So that's ranking high. And I would imagine that it would, because it would have like the royal crowd following them. Is that all for today, James? We're going 10 minutes over time. Sadie Sink recalls emotional last day on The Whale with Brendan Fraser. The Whale was supposed to be limited release last week and then major release this week, but I haven't been unable to find it anywhere in the theater listings here where I live. Even the art house theaters aren't going to be playing The Whale, which sucks because Sadie Sink is a fantastic actress, and I wanted to see her in The Whale, but I may not be able to see The Whale until next year, guys, when it starts streaming. That sucks. The Whale premiered December 9th, yeah. And most people, well, actually the critics didn't really like it. But I'm looking forward to it, mostly because of Sadie Sink and her interactions with Brendan Fraser. Wow, starting to lose it here, guys. Yeah, I need my breakfast. Brendan Fraser there. I think he's going to win best actor at the Oscars, and it kind of bums me out that through all the theater listings, I couldn't find one for The Whale. I'll get around to see it. Bombshell, perhaps, but she is not empowering women to be men's equal. For ScarJo, she'll get back to it. She'll find her place. And I want to see Sadie Sink, and I want to see The Whale. I do. Okay. I am just going to quickly refresh my Twitter. I'm not going to screen through it with you guys in case I've kind of run over time. But go check out the trailer for 65, guys. And read that article from Patty Jenkins. You'll get it from her sense that I think she's telling the truth, right? Florence Pugh and A Good Person with a Zach Braff. We love Florence Pugh on this channel for sure. Okay, cast of White Lotus. Just more award stuff. Sadie Sink. Okay. So yeah, there you go. More award stuff on Twitter. So it wasn't that much. We'll round it up there, guys. Maybe I should be able to get my lunch and breakfast down in 45 minutes for The Peripheral at 1 p.m. The Peripheral, guys. Episode 4. Peripheral. We'll get to it. Yeah. We'll get this all done. That's the way that the movie news has been for today, December 14th, the beginning of the Halcyon days. Yes. Okay, so there you go. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more movie news. Pay attention for that. And join us for The Peripheral. We'll burn through that today and tomorrow. And then Avatar tomorrow is a big day. And Moonfall on Friday with Cursed on Saturday. And we'll try to set up for next week. Maybe I'll put up a poll for what we can watch next week. Because I want to get Where the Crawdads Sing in there as well, too. Somewhere along the lines. Okay, guys, that's it for me today. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains.